Well, here we are at the last video, and this is the critical missing link to your successful search for Florida property on the internet and the simple solution. And the critical missing link in your search for Florida property is getting impartial, experienced, and knowledgeable advice from people in the know. And you get that advice for free and help that continues after you found the place that you want. As I said before, the internet is so seductive it makes it virtually impossible to easily see the huge gap between what it tells you and what you really need to know. To show you what I mean, on the right is what our clients told us that they believed the best process to be before we shared with them what was missing. First of all, you jump on the internet, you search to your heart's content, you identify properties that you're interested in seeing, and then at the last moment you contact realtors to get in to see those properties. Well, what's wrong with this process? Well, nowhere in there does it give you the vital, unbiased local knowledge that you need. Let me ask you, could a Florida resident make the right choices on buying a house in the UK just by cruising the internet and talking to individual estate agents? We call them realtors in the USA. In other words, for example, could somebody find the right place in, say, Bristol or Birmingham or Edinburgh that way? How could they safely do that without taking big risks? And if it can't work that way, how can it work the other way around? How can a UK resident learn all that he needs to know about Florida property like that? Some buyers rely on the listing agent realtor to assist them. The problem is that the listing agent works for the seller. It's the listing agent's duty to get the highest price for the seller, so they may not tell you all the critical facts you need to know. They are very unlikely to help you get the property at the lowest price. Before we look at a better way for you as a buyer, here's some background in case you aren't already aware of it. In Florida, all realtors have access to every property that's listed for sale in their area. All properties are on one accurate database called the MLS, no matter which realtor lists them. You can ask any realtor to find the home that meets your needs, in other words, price, size, etc., and they can find you the right ones to choose from, no matter who the listing agent is. A big advantage in speaking to a realtor who is not the listing agent for assistance is that they can give you the impartial advice because they have no allegiance to one property more than any other. And if you know they are impartial, you can have confidence in their local knowledge of the homes, the developments, financing, and more. So that's how you deal with a critical missing link. Most surprising of all is that expertise and unbiased advice costs you nothing. It's free to you as a buyer because in Florida, a realtor who works for you as a buyer, such as you, receives a share of the commission paid by the seller. And as a buyer, you pay zero for the help you get. I know that may seem odd if you're coming from the UK system where estate agents are separate and self-contained, but in practice the Florida system works really well, and our clients who have taken advantage of this inside knowledge to eliminate the missing link say that it would be crazy to turn down the enormous benefits that it provides. So if you can now see the importance of fixing the missing link, how do you find a real estate specialist to do just that? Well, first of all, here's what our clients have told us they don't want from their specialist. They don't want somebody that's going to bombard them with email and spam alerts or apply as a hard sell approach or doesn't understand the latest technology, fails to return phone calls or emails promptly, and most important, lacks the experience to make a difference. They have told us in the strongest possible terms that they want and value enormously a real estate concierge service that covers everything from first thoughts about buying all the way to choosing the right home. And the service must provide the same valuable assistance from making an offer and through the entire buying process until at least the point that the buyer takes possession. A real estate specialist who has years of experience in every aspect of buying and owning Florida property and uses the latest internet and communication technologies. Put it more simply, a specialist that will verify what you believe to be true as well as keep you out of trouble and help you learn the right questions to ask, because what you don't know can hurt you. So here's exactly who we are and how we work, and we developed this process summarized here that will deal with your missing link. And first of all, the specialist, the realtor, gives input at each stage. You can utilize the expertise of the realtor at the very beginning to assess your preferences, i.e. your floor plan, communities, etc., to help make financing choices, because it's much more complicated now in terms of getting financing for a home. You identify homes for sale, you arrange viewings, you finalize your choice after considering the pros and cons of each, and then you decide on a price offer and start the buying process. And this process gives buyers both the access to every available listed property to choose from and the vital information needed to make the right decisions. And that's only the beginning. It goes on beyond the contract and through to closing if required. The chart is a simplified version of a process that has literally dozens of steps, and in practice we tailor it so that it works best for you. So if this strikes a chord and you recognize the value of getting help from people who actually know what they are doing and are actually on your side, you can call us or leave your details in our contact form. However, if you decide you don't want our help, we highly recommend that you find somebody that understands the Florida Real Estate Concierge process and enlist their help. We want you to get it right the first time.